Hello everyone, welcome to the last episode of In the Huddle before fall break. I'm Jacob Russell.
And I'm Cecilia Ramirez. Today's show is dedicated to New York Rangers prospect Alexei Cherepanov, who died during a game in his native Russia on Monday.
Alexei suffered a heart attack and collapsed on the bench. He was the 17th overall pick in the 2007 draft and had been playing in Russia's Continental Hockey League.
He was only 19 years old. This episode goes out to his family and teammates. In the Huddle is next.
The Aggie women's golf team is coming off to back-to-back third-place finishes after a windy Bronco Masters Classic last weekend in Edmond. The Aggies finished the tournament with a team score of .651 and are now ranked 26th in the nation. Junior Merrick Wooten's first-round score was Cameron's best of the tournament, and she finished in a tie for 8th place overall. Junior Cass McGrath also finished in the top 10 with the tie for 10th place. Next for the Aggies is the annual Oklahoma Intercollegiate for Women Golf at the Territory Golf Club in Duncan. This is the last chance for Aggie fans to catch the women's golf team in action. The tournament is scheduled for October 20th and 21st. The men's golf team is currently 7th in the Territory Classic in Duncan, Oklahoma. We'll have the results from the men's golf tournament on next week's show.
The men's tennis team's fall season has now come to an end. The team dominated in the LSC individual championships at MSU, winning 7 out of the 9 championship matches. The Aggies are the top team in the Lone Star Conference as well as the entire region. Daniel Passos defeated Quentin Peterson-Paul to win the #1 singles final. #2 was won by Christian Easton. Saman Sami won #3. Diego Trujano won #4, and #5 was won by Thomas Pejoto. In doubles play, Daniel Passos teamed up with Diego Trujano to win the #1 doubles final, and Sami and Bonamigo coupled to win #3. The tournament was the last time the team will have a chance to showcase their dominance until spring season. By next February, men's tennis will be competing in teams.
Aggie women's tennis also played well in the LSC tournament. However, the team needs to improve for the spring season if they want to move towards the top of the conference and the top of the region. Once again, CU's best player was Irene George, who lost the #1 singles championship and teamed up with Sophia Rich in the #1 doubles draw. The duo lost, however, in the first round to MSU's doubles tandem. Your next chance to catch the women's tennis team in action is next February, where the players will be competing in teams. Congratulations to both men and women's tennis teams after a successful fall season.
The Aggie volleyball team is just shy of 500 after defeating ECU this past weekend. After being on the road for 3 weeks, the Aggies were coming off their 3rd straight Lone Star Conference loss after a tough match against Southeastern, who has an LSC record of 1-4. Now Cameron is at 2-3 in the conference after beating the ECU Tigers at almost every aspect of the game. The team was error-free in set 2 and recorded a hitting percentage of .410 compared to the Tigers' percentage of .182. The Aggies also outblocked the Tigers 8-1. Lindsey Pazik's ability to see the court led the team to victory with an additional 14 kills, 35 attacks, and 12 defensive digs. The middle of CU's offense also stepped their game up with a total of 15 kills on 31 attacks. Junior setter Laura Ellerbrock led the team in both assists and defensive digs. Oh, how things have changed in the Lone Star Conference. Let's take a look at the standings. MSU is no longer on top. Now, West Texas A&M is 4-0 in the conference with a winning streak of 4. Charleston State has won 7 in a row, 6-1 in the conference. Texas Women's 4-2, Texas A&M Commerce 4-2, Midwestern State 3-2, and Cameron is back down to 2-3. But at least we have 1 win. Only 4 home matches remain for the Aggies. The volleyball team will be hosting the Charleston State Texans this Thursday. If you can't make it to the Aggie Jam, tune into the Aggie Video Network for play-by-play commentary.
If you're looking for big gains in the weight room, then you need to lift big. There are certain lifts that help you pack on pounds and muscle faster than others. Bode shows how to optimize your workout routine.
There are a lot of muscle groups in our body, and if you're looking to get big gains, then you'll need to lift the big muscle groups. Legs and back are the 2 largest muscle groups in our body. So with that in mind, which lift will work towards building solid gains? Is it A, bench press, B, squat, or C, deadlift? The answer is C, deadlift. Deadlift works on all the major muscle groups, and in doing this, you're able to recruit more muscle fibers for fast gains. Deadlift is a great lift, but if your technique is poor, then you'll end up getting hurt. So start out light. Keeping you in shape, this is Bode reporting for CUTV Sports.
Crazy week in football yet again.
Much like this show.
And the NFL. Yeah, definitely like this show. In college football, we had the Red River rivalry, which we called very wrong, calling OU to win. Texas came back in the game after OU had a strong lead.
Yeah, you know, OU led the whole game. Well, let me say the whole game. The first 3 quarters, and definitely the fourth quarter is usually the most important. Texas showed a lot of resiliency. They hung in there, and they proved, you know, if you can hang close, anything can happen. But it really propelled the Texas Longhorns. And usually what they say is the winner of this game is usually going to contend for a national championship contention. But in the season we're seeing with a lot of upsets, Texas is 1, OU's 4. They're both still in the race for the national championship. I don't think anyone's knocked out yet.
Yeah, Texas moved back up to #1, knocking OU down to 4, I believe.
Yep.
Also, OSU came out strong in the Missouri game. Tell me a little bit about that.
OSU impressed me. Everyone knows they got a high-scoring offense. Going into the game, Missouri and OSU both averaged over 50 points a game, both top 5 in the nation. But I'll tell you one thing, OSU really impressed me with their defense. They fought to the ball, they got to the ball, they've pursued. They always had tackles, more than one tackler making a play on the ball. And that's something you can't teach. That's just a will, a want to. They want to win, they want to get better. And I think they're going to be dangerous, and it's shaping up for a pretty good game in Stillwater once OU makes it up there. So.
Also, another surprise to me in the ACC, a team that's always good in basketball is actually in the top 20 ranked in football, and that's UNC with the new head coach.
Yeah, it's been a couple years in the making. They got Butch Davis once he left Miami, who's a very, very good recruiter, outstanding recruiter. And it started what I think personally in an offseason switch. They moved Greg Little from wide receiver to tailback, who's a dynamic offensive player. Really good with the ball in his hands, really good in open space. And I think it was just an opportunity to give him more touches at the tailback position than at the wide receiver position. And if you give a playmaker a ball, he's going to make something happen. That, and they finally settled their quarterback controversy going with Yates, who's a great quarterback. He's athletic, and I think he fits the Butch Davis style of offense perfectly. So I think UNC's they're legit.
Yeah, they're doing a great job this year. They're really impressing me. Also, we had a crazy week in NFL. Last night, the Browns smashed the Giants, actually. We also had the Cowboys game. They got beat, and Tony Romo's out with a broken pinky. What do you think about the NFL standings so far?
Both unexpected. How about the strong NFC East that everyone's talking about? Redskins lose to a winless Rams. Eagles barely come back on a late interception to beat the 49ers. Cowboys drop. Giants drop to the Browns. The NFC East, I think, showed a little bit of weakness. Now, it's still early. By the end of the season, I'm pretty sure, I know for sure, all of them, at least they're going to make at least three playoff teams still. Eli Manning had an off day. You're allowed to do that in the NFL. So we'll just see what happens. I think the Browns played a great game, and their defense has stepped up the last 2 games. So it's going to be a good NFL season. I like the way it's turning out.
Okay. All right. Well, as you may have heard, our buzzer sounded. I just want to mention Cash Softball made their first time ever to state. They were the highest seed in the regional. Coaches thought Newcastle would win the bracket. They beat #4 ranked Team Hera and lost to #2 ranked Fort Gibson in the semifinals. Congratulations to them.
Make sure you log on to YouTube.com and visit our CUTV channel. Just search CUInternetTV with no spaces.
There you'll see all your favorite shows, including Top of the Hour and A Digital Film Geek, plus our new CUTV Spanish soap opera, Pasión Universitaria, will be premiering next week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cecilio Ramirez.
And I'm Jacob Russell. We'll see you in the Huddle after a well-deserved fall break.